Okay, let's see if I can fix this. It's kind of dark because it's still in the middle of the morning. I went to sleep, but you might be able to see me a little bit. I guess I don't know. Let me wake myself up here. Okay. Well, now for all you TIs out there, if you're going through the directed energy weapons, what I want you to do, if you're having trouble getting any kind of sleep, um, two things you can do. But you definitely want innate state when you do this because if you don't know what innate state does, it's an app that that actually changes the damaging effects that the radiation that comes off your device that would have on your body. It changes it so it won't harm you, but it actually will heal you. So what I do is I got innate state for both my phone. I got innate state for both my tablet. What I do is I'll have both those on, and also what I'll do is like when I get ready to go to sleep. Now I like to call this uh, the first stage of the sound bath that I'm gonna create. Um, Now what it is it's a what you do is you have the right frequencies playing from your phone with headphones on your ears, and then you'll have your tablet laying on your chest, and you'll have the right frequencies as well as the innate stat app on that playing off of that. I don't know. It's not easy to really get an APK file if you want to keep your tablet offline. So you might have to go online with your tablet just to put it on there. I can't remember where I found that darn thing at for its APK file, but basically, that's what you want to do. You do that, and as you're doing that, as you already are aware, the they like to pretty much heat you up when they're hitting you with this. So have a fan on you at all times when you're getting ready to go to sleep. Do that, and have the fungi have the stuff that is triggered for both blood flow and or fungi killer. As far as the YouTube channels you can find this at, look up IKRE and then type in Rife frequency blood flow. You'll see it, and just play that. That's extremely powerful. You want to listen to that for about 15 minutes. If they've been hitting your heart, you're gonna feel something coming, literally something detaching from your heart. What that thing is, it's the nano that they basically laced your food with, that they exposed you to, and that nano that gets released is gonna it's gonna want to try to get out. It's gonna want to try to get out, and you're gonna feel this stuff moving all just about all over the place. You're gonna feel it trying to move out. You're gonna feel it trying to leave your body. I highly recommend you to do a detox bath after this. As far as the detox bath, and as far as for radiational purposes, what I like to do is I get some Epsom salt and some baking soda and some sheets of natural dried sea not sea salt, but uh, what the heck is that? Seaweed. Some sheets of natural dried seaweed. Now, what the seaweed does is any radiation that's in your body, that's going to detoxify it. So you're taking a bath to detoxify the radiations that you've been exposed to, and you're taking a bath that will also pull out those metallical substances that's in your body as well as the nano. And you're taking a bath that's going to pretty much basically kill the stuff off. But it's not something that is going to go away within a single day of doing this. You got to keep the process going. As far as foods and stuff like that is concerned, remember, always avoid high fructose corn syrup. Avoid secondhand smoking. As far as cigarettes, I haven't smoked in years, so I don't have to worry about that. But for all of you who do smoke, I would suppose vaping is okay. Is because it's not nicotine or anything like that. It's not really so much as nicotine. It's another ingredient in the cigarettes that they use, that they trigger, that they're able to trigger to. Now there's that. There's also the candida, and then there's also the Magellan that you're being exposed to. The right frequencies kills off both of these, as well as the ingredients that I've listed in my previous vids, that also helps. It kills that stuff off as well. But unfortunately, in order to completely get rid of this, you're gonna need to get an EMP acupuncture pen. You're gonna want to get one of those, and you're gonna want to set that thing up to its highest level. Set it up to high, and then just move that around your body. What that's gonna do is it's gonna kill off those bots. And I recommend you before you even do this, I highly recommend you to get as much of those heavy metals out of your system before you go using this. Get as much of those out as much as you can. Anyway, this is MM's TI Strategy Guide. The time is 7:27 a.m. It is December 17th. It's all a pleasant morning, and remember, God is watching over everybody. Jesus is by all our sides. Jesus loves everyone. It's unfortunate there's people out there being manipulated like this. It truly is. It really is, and it's an unfortunate thing. But I know for a fact that God would not let something like that go unpunished. There's no way that that's gonna go by unpunished. There's no way. For now, pretty much these people are involved and who are getting off of this, they're enjoying their times of getting all that money and stuff like that now. But remember, any pain in this world is not worth eternal damnation. Eternal damnation is unending. That's like torture unending. And as far as I can tell you, it's something that's probably is most likely, without 100% of a doubt, an experience that is not worth going through. Remember, don't ever fixate yourself to materialistic things. Any type of materialistic thing can just be replaced, but you can't. Your life is more important than materialistic things. Treat your body how you would want to be treated. Start eating healthy. Start working out. Definitely start working out. Look up different routines. As far as working out, I would recommend you to even get a weight set to work out with. Other than that, then besides that, the other thing would be not just the weight set, but also not just the weight set, but also start eating right. As far as, like, I know a lot of us love candy, right? So as I stated in my last video, the candies that are safe to eat is Hershey's chocolate bars. It doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it. What else? Reese's peanut butter cups are okay. What else? Not just that, but also Kit Kats are also okay as well. Those three candies are fine. As far as cookies, you're gonna want to make homemade cookies if you want to go back to eating any kind of cookies. That's my best option for you, or at least go to a bakery that has them already pre-made. So that way you don't have to ask for them, to be made directly, because they will F with your food. But again, if they F with your food, you can take them to court for that, but you're going to want to keep the stuff as evidence. So that way you can put it underneath the microscope. And you also want to film the time when you're making the purchase and the person who you're making the purchase with, and receiving the goods from it and doing the act of trade. So once you do this, what you want to do is test it. Before you even eat anything, test it, put it underneath the microscope. This is why a body cam is very important. At the same time you got that body cam, you want it to be able to record for quite a long time. For, I say, at least enough for you to be able to make the purchase, put it underneath the microscope, and show that after you had made that purchase, that food was laced. And if you go and order pizza, you can do the same thing with ordering pizza. And the thing is, like, they're not gonna F with you if you know how to do this. They're not gonna fuck with you with that, because they know that if they get find out lacing food like that, Now, it's not going to be so much as them of you suing the company, even if you get like paid a settlement, which I'm pretty certain will happen. They will definitely give you a settlement for that because they don't want something like that to get out. If people find out they're lacing food like that, man, from an establishment, other people are going to be looking at it like, what the fuck is wrong with those people? And then they're going to be looking back like, how many times have they ordered from the same place and wonder, did they F with their food as well? It really makes the general population think about that shit. No joke. It really does. It honestly does. So, just be mindful of that. Invest in a microscope. And the thing about human bodily substances, everybody's DNA is different, but the DNA particles have similar characteristics as far as images, but its DNA strain is completely different. So you can usually use your own DNA to view what you need to keep an eye out for. You can even look it up online to keep an eye out for. And if you see any bodily fluids at all in that stuff, that's your evidence. That's your evidence. So again, if they tamper with your food, don't be afraid to order no pizza. Don't be afraid to order out anymore. If they tamper with your food, you could use this against them, but you got to make certain you documented every detail from when you're ordering. Get the as far as ordering stuff like that, download X Recorder. If you download X Recorder, you can actually I would recommend you to call them, or you can even do it. You can even make the placement online, but I would recommend you to call them because then you got someone on the phone. Find out who that person is on the phone. Get their first name. Also, as far as online, the best thing about online is it tells you the exact location of where your pizza's coming from. But if you make the call, what I would do is this. If you want pizza, go online, look up under Google Maps or something like that, right? Use Google Maps or any type of maps or just the internet or whatever, and look up the different pizza joints in your area. This is what you do. Look up the main different pizza joints in your area, right? What that's going to do is going to give you both the phone number and the address to that in the specific location of where that place is at. After that, make sure you got your microscope and your camera ready. Make sure your X Recorder is recording the entire events on the phone. From when you search the place, from when you make the call, from when you had the conversation, get the person's name, and confirm the details of the address of said location, right? Confirm it. Now, once you have that, you got both the phone call and the proof that you also looked this place up to make said call. Now, when they bring the pizza to your home, pay for that. Maybe even tip the pizza guy or whatever. Trust me, those guys, as much BS is going on, the people who deliver pizza tend to go through a lot just to deliver a pizza. So I would still tip them either way. Anyway, what you got to understand about DNA is that it tends, when someone puts something on something, that stuff tends to spread itself throughout the food substance. It's just like a fungus. It spreads itself. So what you can do is once you familiarize yourself with DNA substances and stuff like that underneath the microscope, and what you can look out for, if they spit in your drink, did you know that you can did you know that like I think it was sugar that they use. If you was to put sugar in in tea, if you would have had like a tea or something like that, or a soda beverage or something, there's a trick that actually showed that would tip you off that someone did something to your drink. There's methods to find this shit out. No joke. There's tons of methods, and I would recommend you to look those up. I'm gonna look those up myself, and then I'm gonna have them in another video. But as far as part two, as far as the other thing is concerned, with my as far as what I believe for a sanctuary for all to you guys, because honestly, I'm looking at this. We could fight to overturn this, but I'm telling you, like, that's gonna require a lot of sacrifice. I can just see that happening. We can, but at the same time, you got other countries doing the exact same thing. So it wouldn't just be the U.S. you got to deal with. You got to deal with the Nine Eyes as a whole. That's 9 different countries plus the sub countries underneath those. That's how much. That's how powerful this stuff is. It's true with the laws in place, they're not allowed to do this. But honestly, I'm afraid they're probably looking. They're probably secretly plotting to change that. At some point, they probably are secretly planning to change all of that. So definitely gotta find a place that's definitely safe, that's not under this jurisdiction. And even after all of that, there's no telling what they're gonna do next, because it looks like this whole thing is just insane in so many ways. But yeah, as far if you want to order pizza, just remember this. Get yourself set up as far as looking up how you can tell about food tampering, how you can prove it, and then once they f with your food and you actually have the evidence, you got it all documented down. You got them by the ass with that one. Because first off, they effed up by tampering with your food, which they weren't supposed to. Which they got no business doing, by the way, regardless of people paying them off. And with this being with that being a corporation, again, they're gonna pay you a settlement. They're gonna not want that to go public. No, because no organization is gonna want something like that to go public. That's for any type of fast food franchise, man. That's for any fast food franchise. That's for McDonald's, Burger King, freaking KFC, all these fast food chains like that. But at the same time, I wouldn't even recommend you to even eat any of these foods. This is just if you wanted to get yourself a, because I mean we all like pizza. If anything, I would recommend you to just make your own pizza at home. It's fun. It'll keep you busy. It'll be something for you to do. You know, it'll be something for you to do. But honestly, I would not recommend you to eat any of the stuff that they use in these fast food chains. I wouldn't. Not even Subway can be trusted anymore. And I used to always eat Subway all the time. If anything, if you are craving any kind of fast food, I would recommend you just go to Subway or something like that. Just go to them, because at least that way you're somewhat eating healthy in a way. But at the same time, like a lot of this fast food stuff is not good for you. If you're to the point to where like you had that craving, I would recommend you to break the craving. But honestly, if you are determined to order from any of these places or get any food, this is just the way for you to protect yourself, your family, your friends, and anybody else who's going through this. Let me check the meter. They got it up to around like 350 right now, going up to 360. Okay, it looks like my camera's messing up here. Okay, oh man, I had gotten some really good sleep last night. I tell you, I wish I did it earlier, but again, the sound bath. The more powerful sound bath is where you have the speakers. You have at least around, I want to say like six speakers all lined up from the corners of your bed to the middle sections of your bed, right? In fact, maybe and not 6 but 7, because you could have one at the base of your bed as well, facing you. And what you want to do is you want to play the right frequencies for blood flow, or the right frequencies for killing fungi. You want to play this, and you want to have those speakers fixated and facing towards you. You want to also have a fan on you at the same time. I would recommend I would say an ice pack, but like that, it would be more effective. But like you should already know, like that's just gonna first off it's gonna melt. It's gonna be all over the place, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe an ice pack would work, but yeah, I don't know. That's why I would just recommend a fan. Try it with the fan. If you want to do an ice pack, do an ice pack, but do that, and I guarantee you, you'll be able to get some sleep. This is a MM's TI strategy guide. One of your local helpful tips. Remember, God, Jesus is with all of us. He loves all of us. God is by all of our sides, and I really got to look up Jesus's real name. Like I said, as far as things are being concerned, as far as God, I know they call God the Most High. So I'm only just demonstrating from the stuff that I've learned. As far as Jesus's name, his the name that he's referred to in the real in the not real but in the religion that I've actually believed that we were being driven from is the name I need to actually find. But as far as the Most High, they refer God as the Most High. But even if you just call him God, it still means the same thing. So just, remember for your own sake. I'm not telling nobody to dash out their religion, but I'm just saying just look it up for yourself. Look it up for yourself to know, to know for your own salvation, because it's better to know what they're trying to keep from you, because once you see how this organization works, you know the gang stalkers are in the churches. You know they've manipulated a lot of Christianities. You know they created a lot. There's a lot of religions out there. So it's best to really be informative about this stuff and not be misled. For your own sake, I recommend you to just do the research. It's better to know than to not know. So I send both my prayers and my love to all of you. Hopefully your day goes well, and hope these gang stalkers will at least give you some kind of reprieve. As I know I've actually just ended up having to take my reprieve by force by literally finding these methods of protection. Anyway, I'm over and out.